Okay, so welcome to this tutorial where we will be drawing all the component parts to make our skills project and they will be assembled like so. So we'll be learning to draw the parts and assemble them. We'll also learn how to create our own working drawings from this in Onshape as well. So the first thing we need to do is go to our Onshape homepage, and your homepage will look something like this. Obviously mine is populated with all the documents that I'm working on. So the first thing we need to do is go to create, and we're going to create a document, and I'm going to call this skills project, and I'll call it skills project 2 because I've already got one in there called skills project. Right, so the first thing we need to do is we need to create a two-dimensional sketch. We will click on the sketch tool, and we've got these work planes here, and I'm going to click on the top plane, and we're now in sketch mode. Now, as we're creating a two-dimensional sketch, I really like to look at it two-dimensionally, so I'm going to click on our navigation cube, I'm going to click on the top, and I'm going to draw a rectangle, and the rectangle wants to be 70 by 120 millimeters. So if you look at the top, it's 124.5 is open. I can edit it, so I'm going to type in 120. I'm going to press the return button, and it will also allow me to edit the other dimension. I'm going to change this to 70, and I'm going to click the tick, and I'm going to now click isometric to give me an isometric view, and I'm going to turn this from being a two-dimensional sketch into a three-dimensional solid. So I'm going to click the extrude button, and I'm going to I'm going to click on our sketch, and it will allow me to turn that into a three-dimensional solid. So this needs to be 15 millimeters thick. So you notice I'm changing the dimension to 15. So I'm going to click the tick to confirm that. So that's my base. The next thing I want to do on here now is create another sketch. I'm going to click sketch. I'm going to select the top plane of our solid we've created, and as we're in sketch mode again, I'm going to click on the top, and I'm going to draw a rectangle. And the rectangle, I'm going to hover my cursor over that top line. You'll see that line there go orange, which means I can connect to that there. And I'm going to go to another one there. And this one here, the width of the rectangle wants to be 15 millimeters width. So I'm going to type in 15. Now, we also want the rectangle to be 20 millimeters away from that back corner. So I'm going to use the dimension tool, and I'm going to click that point, and I'm going to click that point there. And it might be easier if I just go into isometrics. I'm going to zoom in and just select that point there and that point there. Click the dimension. I'm going to change that to 20. And what that's done is it's moved that rectangle 20 millimeters in from that edge. I'm going to click the tick to confirm it, and I'm going to go for an isometric view. And what I want to do now is use the extrude tool. Now, instead of using it to add material, I want to use it to take material away. So I'm going to click that there, and instead of that there, so it says add here, I'm going to remove. And it wants to go into the solid. Now, this is 15 mil thick, so let's go 7.5, change it to 7.5, and it will create our housing there. The next thing we want to do is do our slot for our finger joint. So I'm going to click sketch, and I'll click this top plane there, click on the top, and I want to draw another rectangle. So I'm going to draw a rectangle. I've clicked on that line there. Now, this bit here, this size here wants to be 24, and this dimension here needs to be 15. And I want this to be 23 millimeters in from the top. I'm going to change that dimension to 23. I'm going to click my tick, and I'm going to go to isometric, and again I'm going to click my extrude button here, and I need to take it down that way there, and I want to remove material, and I'm going to change my extrusion to 15 and click the tick. So we are very nearly there. The final thing we need to do, the final skill that we've learned is the chamfer tool. We've done it in real life, so we want to use a chamfer here. So I'm going to select the chamfer tool and I'm going to click on this edge here, and it's given me a chamfer of 1 millimeters. I want to do our chamfer as being 7 millimeters. So I'm going to change that to 7 and click the tick. And if we zoom out, that is that component part created. Now in the Parts Studio, because we're going to create in quite a few parts, we need to organise this quite well. So I'm going to rename this part here and we're going to call it base. And we will leave it there. So well done.